I think when it's said and done, we're all going to be responsible for what we do with what we have. I don't have lots of money. I'm not a diplomat. I don't know how to solve world hunger or cure AIDS. I worked on power lines for 32 years. But when I discovered the reality that there was a huge lack of electrical power in underdeveloped countries, I became overwhelmed. I don't know, foreign languages, and I don't know how to teach literature, but I knew that I could change something. I could make a difference. The question became, why wouldn't I? I'm Tom Garber, and I started I-TEC to meet the electrical needs of orphanages, hospitals, missionaries, and other not-for-profit organizations all around the world.
In 1986, Tom traveled overseas on a missions trip and realized the extreme difficulties facing local doctors and teachers who didn't have access to electricity.
I realized it was something that I could do and I could make a difference, and it just captured my life, really. The gap is increasing between technology and people being able to finally have things like cell phones and equipment, and the national grid power systems in these countries are really becoming less and less efficient and ability to produce good power. So the gap is widening at this point between technology being available and power being able to be provided to handle the technology.
My name is Mrs. Joy Buchonyori, and I am the Nation Director of Sister Connection in Burundi. The majority of people in rural area, they don't have the power at all.
The Sister Connection provides assistance and training to widows of atrocity and their children, including educational and spiritual programs.
And if you can imagine 85% of the population not being able to study, not being able to access computer knowledge, to learn medical practices that's going to change their life, that's a huge issue.
We have plans to do some program like carpentry, agriculture, trading, but the 3 buildings did not have power, so there are some programs which we could not go on.
In order to meet the needs, electricity will have to be provided totally separate from the existing power grids.
So we've developed this containerized power system we call the Power Pack, and it's a very unique process where we completely build a power system for a small rural facility. It could be a medical clinic, a school, a mission station, pumping water at a village, charging cell phones, but it's all containerized in a 20 or 40-foot container where we have solar as the main function on the roof, and then inside we have a generator, we have the batteries, the inverters. Everything is already pre-wired, so it's been tested before it ever leaves, and our volunteers here build that unit, and then it takes a smaller number of people to actually install it on site.
I-TEC's solar hybrid concept is a very sustainable system that provides clean power with a low carbon footprint and minimal maintenance.
Our company was looking for a nonprofit organization that we could partner with to accomplish our goal to power people to power the world, and we found I-TEC. I'm Lyndon Risser from Dynatech, and when Tom came to me with this idea of this container package to power areas of the world that don't have this kind of infrastructure, it was very intriguing to me. And what was unique about I-TEC is they are a nonprofit, dependent solely on volunteers and donated funds. And that gave us an opportunity to engage our people and equipment that made it very meaningful for us, and yet would accomplish something very sizable on a world scale.
There are no salaries at I-TEC. Everybody's a volunteer. So we're really able to operate with very low overhead expenses and be able to funnel all the funds directly into the project that we're trying to build. And we're able to do this by two levels of participation. One would be through contributions, both financial and through equipment donations. And the second level would be through volunteers being involved either locally or being willing to travel to our projects around the world.
Now that we have a power that the I-TEC help us to get, we are going to meet the needs we could not meet. For us, it is like a miracle, something we could not do ourselves.
Our goal at I-TEC is to facilitate our missionaries as well as doctors and those that are giving their lives to serve. Can we help them serve better? And it's really a matter of, what do you have? What are your abilities? What can you do to make a difference?
The potential for change is accessible. The power to accomplish it is in your hands.